longer 1937, and we absolutely wrote a Snow White that is
not going to be saved by the prince.
She's not going to be saved by the prince, and she's not going to be dreaming about true love. She's dreaming about becoming the leader. I think I watched it once, and then I never picked it up again. Like, I'm being so serious. I watched it once, and then I went on the ride in Disney World, which was called Snow White's.
8.5 decades after Walt Disney's debut full-length animation, Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs. It's astonishing that a world-old narrative can still spark controversy. Fans are upset with Disney's actions, but now the new Snow White may participate in the Disney contest, and fans are for it. Disney Live! Action adaptations have excited and divided audiences in recent years. Fans like seeing Belle, Simba, and Princess Jasmine in fresh light on the big screen. Others have noticed that Disney isn't executing any of the adaptations well, and it's growing worse. Disney is planning big modifications to Snow White, a famous and iconic narrative. Rachel Zegler, a rising star known for wowing viewers with her talent, has now found herself in an amazing twist of fate when Brett Cooper was announced as the new Snow White, a role that was originally associated with Zegler. This unexpected turn of events made Tinseltown buzz with chatter. Get ready for a magical surprise. Brett Cooper will be the new face of Snow White in the action movie Snow White, live from the Daily Wire. Yes, you heard right. It looks like Zegler will face tough competition, and she doesn't take it lightly. She was obviously upset, and what she said will put you in awe. To find out all the juicy details, be sure to watch this video to the end. You won't believe what you're about to hear. I feel very, very happy. So often, play Snow White. Conservative media company The Daily Wire is preparing its own version of the classic fairy tale of the brothers Grimm Snow White in real life. And they add a piquant zest to it, calling it Snow White and the Evil Queen. They go all in on the traditional story of Snow White, which we all know and love. What really gives piquancy to this story is the ongoing clash between The Daily Wire and Rachel Zegler, which has been brewing for quite some time. This charming film is due to be released in 2024, and it's getting even more exciting. This is the first major film on their children's entertainment platform Bent Key, and now, the most exciting part. The star of the film is none other than Brett Cooper, a well-known conservative YouTuber who hosts a show on The Daily Wire called The Comments Section. They give fairy tales a new touch, and The Daily Wire recently invited us to take a look at their upcoming film. The teaser begins with a beautiful melody, which is sung by Cooper herself, accompanied by music composed by Jeremy Boring. On Twitter, The Daily Wire presented Ben Key's first feature film, Snow White and the Evil Queen, starring none other than Brett Cooper. As the camera gracefully glides through the mysterious forest, it shows the charming transformation of Brett Cooper into Snow White. It's a tantalizing look at what promises to be an extraordinary cinematic adventure that's sure to get everyone talking. In a special announcement for his dedicated team, Jeremy Boring, the visionary of The Daily Wire, presented their unique take on timeless history. He described it as a fairy tale about a princess and a prince, which touches on the themes of beauty, vanity, and the deep power of love that can lead us from darkness to light. This is their own adaptation of an old fairy tale. Brett Cooper, in her own statement, expressed excitement about bringing this iconic story to life for the next generation. She mentioned that she grew up on the original fairy tales of the Brothers Grimm, which makes this project especially significant for her. Cooper continued by highlighting Snow White as an image of beauty, emphasizing that it is a great honor for her to portray her. She also stressed that, as in the best fairy tales, eternal values such as love, friendship, and kindness are embedded in this story, and she can't wait to share them. We're talking about another Disney remake again because it's a huge topic of conversation on the internet, because they are Rachel Zegler, a talented Latin American star known for her role in West Side Story, added a little spice to this story. Tossed comments made last year have surfaced, revealing her doubts about the original Snow White movie. Brett Cooper's recent statement directly contradicts Zegler's views, suggesting that Disney's approach may be flawed. Zegler's bold stance towards her beloved classics has stirred up the internet, sparking heated debates and discussions that don't seem to be going down. She expressed her concern by stating, "I mean, it's just not 1937 anymore." Zegler developed this idea further, explaining that their Snow White would not be a girl in trouble waiting to be rescued from a prince or dreaming of true love. Instead, she would dream of becoming a leader, as her late father encouraged her to be fearless, fair, brave, and truthful. Another fragment of an interview from the D23 exhibition attracted the attention of social networks, and it's all about Rachel Zegler shedding light on her point of view. Speaking with Extra TV, she highlighted an aspect of the original film that was the subject of discussion. Zegler noted that in the original film, Snow White, a strong emphasis was placed on the love story of Snow White, in which the prince was involved, who, according to her, literally pursues her. She found this aspect of the story rather strange and went on to explain that the team behind the new adaptation had made significant changes to accommodate this particular element. The choice of Rachel Zegler, a talented Latin American star known for her role in West Side Story, initially caused surprise, especially in conservative circles. The original fairy tale of the Brothers Grimm describes Snow White as the owner of skin as white as snow. Thus, this decision to invite a Latin American actress was perceived as a departure from the traditional image. In addition, there was a noticeable shift in the way the seven dwarfs were depicted. In the new adaptation, they turned into a diverse group of magical creatures of different sizes and genders. However, the real source of disagreement was the 22-year-old Zegler herself. In the summer, some old comments from her dated last year surfaced, revealing her lack of enthusiasm for the original Snow White movie. She hinted that the new adaptation will bring a fresh twist to the life of a beloved character. These changes have certainly caused a lot of discussion and speculation. The upcoming live broadcast of Snow White and the Evil Queen from the Daily Wire not only raises a wave thanks to the casting of Brett Cooper for the role of Snow White, but also gives Disney a chance to earn its money. The Disney team, along with Rachel Zegler, faced a wave of negative reaction from the devoted fans of Snow White who have cherished this story for decades. With the advent of the Daily Wire, it is becoming increasingly clear that a Disney animated film live in 2024 may have difficulty finding a foothold and potentially attract fewer viewers than expected. An exciting denouement is brewing, and excitement is growing as we look forward to the development of events. It is becoming increasingly clear that both Disney and the Daily Wire are preparing for a face-to-face battle. A fresh interpretation of Disney's Snow White, focused on women's empowerment, has definitely stirred the scales. Many fans have voiced their concerns, fearing that this new ideology could threaten to cast a shadow over the beloved, legendary story of Snow White in 1937.
I was scared of the original cartoon. I think I watched it once and then I never picked it up again. Like, I'm being so serious. I watched it once and then I went on the ride in Disney World, which was called Snow White's Scary Adventures. Doesn't sound like something a little kid would like. Was terrified of it. Never revisited Snow White again. So I watched it for the first time in probably 16, 17 years when I was doing this.
The clash of ideas is in full swing, promising to be an exciting spectacle. While fans may have their own ideas about the ideal cast, ultimately, it falls on the shoulders of the filmmakers to choose which, in their opinion, will bring their creative vision to life. Rachel Zegler is undoubtedly a talented and promising actress, and it's understandable that her fans are disappointed. However, the decision to invite Brett Cooper to play Snow White is a reflection of the ever-evolving nature of the film industry. Often, casting decisions change, and actors have to cope with the challenges and uncertainties that arise with such changes. The entertainment world is dynamic and constantly changing. While Rachel Zegler may face a backlash, it could influence Disney in developing better film adaptations based on the original classics. Ultimately, the audience's reaction and the final product will determine the success of any casting choice. The ongoing saga surrounding the casting of Snow White highlights the passion and interest that viewers put into the films they love. As the film progresses and eventually hits the screens, the focus will shift from the controversy to the artistry and storytelling that the production strives for. But one thing is clear, it is becoming increasingly obvious that many people are looking forward to Brett Cooper's performance in the film adaptation, perhaps even more than Rachel Zegler. But what do you think about this? Who do you think will shine in this role? Comment below. In the meantime, we are waiting for new updates.